Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here with Gavin Tollman, who is CEO of Trafalgar. And we're here in New York Central Park, and we're going to talk a little bit about sustainable tourism and how that affects Trafalgar and its parent companies and the travel industry as a whole. And this is Insider Travel Report. Now, Gavin, first of all, why are we here in New York Central Park? Why are you wearing this wonderful apron and this little bit of black paint?
So, James, we are here on this beautiful day in Central Park because Trafalgar believes in having a direct impact to the people, the places, and the planet. And what better thing than the very lung of New York City to make sure we are helping sustain it for future generations.
And you lived here for 20 years, so this is kind of a give back for you personally because you loved Central Park.
You know, James, if there's one thing you know when you live in New York City, there is one place that everybody, doesn't matter whoever you are, wants to be part of, be in it, is that of Central Park. And here we are together, you and I and all of our fellow friends, helping weed as well as paint some of the park benches, so all of us get to enjoy the park for future whenever we want to come back here.
So we're going to have our own park bench after this, right?
Oh, you can come and visit it, and you can tell your entire family, that is my bench. I painted it, and thanks to you, you are now sitting on it.
I like that. Now, let's talk about what Trafalgar does in terms of sustainable tourism. We've heard a lot about this. We've been talking about it for over 10 years. What are some of the basic principles that Trafalgar approaches sustainable tourism with?
So, sustainability is for us to ensure that we are preserving the places, the people, the places for the people and for the planet, so we can all go there for the future. And we believe at Trafalgar that actually, through action, we can ensure that travel itself becomes the force for good for the communities we visit. And so we are doing this in multiple faceted ways. First of all, we are looking to see how, through the dissemination, actually by moving and ensuring we bring guests to the places we visit throughout the year, 365 days a year. Number two, we're looking to ensure we don't just go to the iconic sites. We make sure through dispersal, everybody within the places we visit are benefiting from them, the locals themselves. And third, and vitally so, is that of direct action. Conscious thought, James, where instead of just doing what we've always done, bringing real life conscious thought into our actions to make a difference.
Now, what's been the reception so far to these programs where you've done all these things from both travel agents and from their clients?
It has been remarkable. And I'll tell you the most wonderful story. We arrived here this morning to meet Liz from the Central Park Conservancy. And she walks up to me, she says, "Gavin, I've got to tell you a funny story. My aunt and uncle who live down in Florida just came off one of your trips to Italy." And she said, "They asked me to tell you thank you. Thank you because they went," and she told me about one of our favorite experiences in Perugia, Italy. Where they met this woman, Marta, and they bought these fabrics. And I said, we never felt like a tourist. And, it's wonderful when spontaneously someone you've just met tells you what you are trying to achieve. Number two is from our agency community. Things like our e-documents, where today 76% of our guests in 2018 elected to take our e-documents.
Right, instead of paper, right?
Instead of paper. And because of that, James, two unbelievably powerful things happen. Number one is we planted by end of June of this year, Trafalgar alone had planted over 100 acres of trees between Northern California, and we chose Northern California after the devastating forest fires in 2017, and again this year in 2018, as well as Tanzania. But not only are we replanting trees, instead of chopping down trees and logging trees, we actually save 570 mature trees by not issuing documents.
So your pledge is to you plant a tree for every e-document that goes out, right?
That's exactly right. And and I've set a goal for next year, from going from 76. I want all of our agent partners to ensure they join us, and let's get up to 90%.
Well, unfortunately, we have lots of forest fires, so there needs to be a lot more trees to come back.
That's exactly right.
Now, you've actually been on I think you told me, a 5-continent trip to look into the sustainability practices and also do these events to kind of highlight sustainable tourism. What have been some of the experiences you've had in those 5 continents so far?
So 5 weeks and 5 continents. It's a lot of travel, and I actually got to experience what is just recently was the second longest flight from Auckland to Dubai. But it's been remarkable. First of all, the level of engagement, and the trip has multiple facets to it. Number one is our opportunity to say thank you. Trafalgar itself believes we are agent first. We do not just do what everybody says they do, we actually put it in practice. And so through that, we go out of our way to show our agents how they are first and foremost in everything we do. And I've been going on this trip to say thank you to them. Number two is doing events like this, engaging with our partners. And so I've had great fun, whether it has been cleaning up beaches in Sydney or in Wellington, New Zealand, or in Singapore we did something so interesting. As a gift we gave to every single one of our agent partners who've joined us, they actually got a little Trafalgar deck, because one of the things they do is they all order in takeaways every single day for lunch. Culturally, that's what they do. And they get plastic knives and forks, chopsticks with it. And we gave them these wheat-based washable knives and forks, which they now eat with every single day. And so it's all about the elimination of single-use plastics.
Well, I know the Travel Corporation was groundbreaking in terms of doing that. One of the first to do that, right?
So we've eliminated, and Brett has been vital.
That's Brett Tollman.
Brett. Yeah, Brett, my cousin, and Brett has been vital in this entire vision. 10 years ago, he set up, and it was his desire to ensure that for the future, he set up TreadRight. And his entire thing was to ensure that future generations, as a family business, our future generations to still go to all the places that we visited and see all these, magical moments that we've had growing up, that future generations could do the same. And he wanted to ensure that that could be sustained for future generations as well. And that's where he began a decade ago, not with the desire to make it sustainable as a selling tool. It was because he was doing it for the very right reason, because it was the right thing to do.
Right.
And that is the power of what we've done.
And then now you're actually doing it because sustainability can mean a successful business, right?
It's vital. Yeah. And statistics are telling us today that over 33% of consumers will buy a trip because of a company doing the right thing. Number two, about 42% of consumers actually want to make a difference to the places they visit. And that is just the beginning of this journey, James. And I believe it is going to accelerate even more so in the future. And so for all of our agent partners, that is something they need to get on board with. And so when we talk about direct action, having an impact, they need to be part of this voyage.
Well, I think after this talk, maybe they'll consider doing that exactly as you talk about. Gavin, thank you for first including me in this wonderful experience here in Central Park. It's actually a beautiful day in Central Park, and actually we've been neglecting the work, so maybe we should get back to work, right?
Come on then, let's go and paint.
Absolutely. I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.